Let's talk about the keyboard. You know, that thing that's been the main way we create anything digital for what, over 50 years? What if I told you it was on its way out? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into the tech that can actually make that happen. Brain-computer interfaces.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're writing the next great novel, or maybe you're building some really complex software, and the words, the code, it's all just flowing directly from your mind right onto the screen. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But this isn't just about working faster. It's about completely changing how we create, period. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy we're talking about. The research we're digging into suggests this change could happen way sooner than you think. The keyboard, that trusty device that's been on our desks for decades, well, it might just have an expiration date, and it could be this decade. So how is any of this even possible? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to a technology that creates a direct link between the human mind and the digital world. It basically turns your thoughts into commands.
It's called a brain-computer interface, or BCI for short. Think of it like a universal translator. But instead of translating, say, Spanish to English, it translates the electrical signals firing in your brain into a language that machines can understand and act on. Now, some of these are non-invasive, kind of like an advanced headset that reads your brainwaves from the outside. Others are way more direct, like tiny implants that get a much clearer signal. But the goal for both is exactly the same, to create a direct path from your intention to an action, with no physical middleman getting in the way.
You know, our brains are like these incredible supercomputers. They can process information at unbelievable speeds, and yet we're stuck talking to our devices at the speed our thumbs can move. Keyboards, mice, even shouting voice commands, they're all bottlenecks. BCIs, well, they promise to completely shatter that bottleneck. They're creating an interface that's literally as fast as you can think. So what could you actually do with this? Well, we're talking about composing an entire email just by thinking it through, or maybe browsing the web just by focusing your attention on a link you want to click. And for developers, imagine building elegant, complex software without ever laying a finger on a key. The potential for creativity and productivity is just huge, and it's not just about convenience. Think about what this means for accessibility for people with physical limitations. It's a game changer. And I know what you're probably thinking. Some clunky, ridiculous sci-fi helmet, right? Well, you should know that companies like Neuralink and Synchron are pouring tons of research and development into this, pushing the technology towards being sleek, wearable, and even implantable. So no, this isn't a dream. The tech is already here, and it is evolving incredibly fast. But here's the thing. If you're only thinking about this as just a better keyboard, you are missing the real story here. This is about a massive, fundamental shift in how humans and computers interact at all. There's actually a quote from the material we're looking at that just nails it. This isn't just about convenience, it's about a fundamental shift in how humans interact with the digital world. It's not just about speeding things up, it's about making our connection with technology feel as natural and as seamless as thinking itself.
All right, this visual really breaks it down for you. On one side, you've got how we do things now. A thought has to take this long, winding road through your nervous system, down to your fingers, then through the keyboard before it even gets to the computer. But a BCI, look at the other side. It creates a superhighway. It's a direct, high-speed connection straight from your brain to the machine. No detours.
And that's exactly why the keyboard is such a big deal here. It's not just about typing. Think of it as the first domino to fall. Because once we prove we can seamlessly replace something as fundamental as the keyboard, it just opens the floodgates for everything else we interact with, from video game controllers all the way to complex surgical robots.
So all of this leaves us with a pretty massive question, doesn't it? When that barrier between our thoughts and the digital world finally dissolves, what will we connect our minds to next? What will we be capable of? We're not just talking about the end of the keyboard here. We might just be witnessing the very beginning of a whole new era of human evolution.